I guess what you're trying to do is also, it looks like you're trying to automate, it's like you're trying to target enterprise, business customers and possibly even enterprise customers, because they're a higher LTV type customer for you, and you can support a $1,000 LTV customer just as well as you can a $0 customer. And so you've kind of like made your focus in that space. So you're never going to go for a sort of a massive land grab in a sense.
So we don't do enterprise, actually.
Okay. Right.
I think there's a cultural shift to happen there. I think trusting your 1,000 employees to get on video and hop on board the clients. There's a lot of enterprises who aren't willing to make that jump just yet. Yep. It's starting to happen. We tend to focus SaaS and then I guess SMEs in the sense of up to 200 person teams. That's really where we work. We're mostly used by customer success teams. So post sign up in that lead conversion and activation funnel.
Yep.
And then post I guess payment, like customer care. So really teams like who will have a customer success team, and those are now popping up in e-commerce, and they're popping up in non-SaaS SMEs as well. That tends to be where we are. It really, at the end of the day, sending a message to a client, if it's going to convert more and it takes 30 seconds, and you have juniors on your onboarding team, and that client is worth $50, maybe that 30 seconds is worth the added LTV. It's to work it out for the company, but we do have customers using it on pretty substantial funnels, but they'll either filter and then they'll spread the load across a group of team members.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually product design, which is it's a while in graphic design. So actually, kind of it's like UX in the real world is kind of the ultimate goal. So yes, look good engineering work, and then kind of able to use. I mean, look, I'm not the guy who now does the end design work. Like we have an awesome UX person, but I work pretty heavily with them and then engineering. But yeah, like design first. I'm hugely biased, but I think it's the way to go.
Yep, makes a lot of sense to me after being in this space for a while. My two previous startups were in security, and the design requirements are completely different when you're selling to product managers.
I think anyone enjoys the experience. Yeah, journey versus the end.
Yes.
If you enjoy the journey, given numbers, a high percentage of people will stick with it and see it through. And they're like little things. If they hit bugs and they hit issues and they hit UX flaws, which you're gonna have, they're more likely to keep going. So the way I see it is it just makes it removes those barriers. And that onboarding is pretty heavy in terms of setup, I'd say. So hopefully people enjoy it more.
Yeah, so let's have a look at that. So what I've got on the screen here is the first step after putting in username and password. So I should have taken a screenshot of that, but it was super easy. You didn't ask me any questions. The thing I did a fireside with Deputy last week, and they talked a lot about product-led growth, and talked a lot about the drop-off rates with adding additional fields. So you were pretty clean about that. Have you had debates about that? Whether I think you asked the question either here. You just sort of pushed it after the registration page. Did you ever have questions up front that were causing drop-offs?
Not up front. And interestingly, we actually found the only thing we implemented is GDPR terms of service, which have actually made zero impact. So everyone's completely cool with that. Yeah. Our forms start here though. I would still class this as early onboarding. Most of this is for the user. This screen's interesting. So we ask people to basically create a campaign for why they're doing these messages, and we're trying to. There's a few things going on here. One is we're trying to get people to start to think in our way. So you're not.
My first impression was these guys are serious about business. It wasn't kind of like for the casual sign up. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do a video for somebody. It was like your first campaign. It's like, oh wow, this is really tied into a process. But I didn't actually understand at this stage why it was so sort of heavily tied in. So anyway, that was
Yes, that's it. Yeah. So they start thinking, okay, campaigns. This is not just a one-off thing. The other thing is, this is great data for us. So, we have we've always struggled with having such a broad range of users that sign up.
Yeah.
And the only way we can bucket them is by jobs to be done. So campaigns are an awesome way. So people just tell us what job they're doing. Are they onboarding someone? Are they doing retention? Are they trying to get more demos? Like, they name the thing, and we look at that and we explore it every week, and we're like, this is our kind of primary use cases here.
Yeah. That's interesting. Like, I did a teardown of Monday, the productivity tool too, and they actually give you those use cases right up front. So, you've got this menu to pick from, and it lets you actually get to that aha experience around my specific needs.
For sure.
It feels similar in that sense.
This was new with the latest onboarding. This is kind of a fail-safe for us. So it'll be more explained on the next screen, but this is kind of like, so we make sure that everyone always has somebody else to send messages to.
Yes, right.
One thing to maybe understand is that so we looked into what our product qualified lead is. So what are the leading indicators that someone's going to become a customer? And there's two things basically. One is the software integration, which I'll mention in a minute.
Yep.
The second one is what actually gets them to be a customer is they get a response to a video where someone goes, "This is amazing. Like, thank you so much." And that person goes and puts a credit card in, and then they're on the train. Now, to get to that, if you work backwards, people need to send somewhere between 5 to about 12 videos. So one of the things we do is and integrations help drive this, but we also try and get them to add in team members, because we found that pretty much anyone who comes back and says, "This is great, this was unexpected," is a huge plus in terms of getting that user to ultimately convert over.
Right. Got it. Yeah, there's a real kind of like safety. I think you said fallback or fail safe, but it was a real safety net for me to be able to try it out with a colleague as well too. So
yeah. Because videos, not everyone's done videos before, so people are nervous when they first start.
That makes sense. Yeah, you're kind of educating the market at the same time as getting them to use your product.
Yeah.
What do you think about ugly old blokes like me? Do you find that there's actually, it skews demographically to younger people, or?
Nope. So our biggest user base is 32 to 48.
Right.
I hope you're in that back. Jerry, that's kind of where we sit. We drop off over 60, and we drop off below 25. So I think probably there's a couple of reasons that this is. It's not the age as such. It's the fact that at that age, you are in a more senior position probably. You're in CS, or you're in support, and you know what you're doing, or you're in sales. Secondly, you're a lot more confident by that point. So I think confidence comes with age, and people don't care as much about getting on video. If it gets the job done.
Do you think that the bottom end of the range, so below 25, is just to do that they're not in the job yet?
I think that's
hypothesis.
I think that's part of it. I think a lot of the video messaging being done by youth is between close friends. But then maybe this is just because of the age thing, yeah. So like it's hard. It's a little bit hard to know whether we're all the same at that age.
Yeah,
I think, John, I do think confidence comes into it. I think, at the end of the day, when you've been doing sales and you've been doing meetings and you met loads of customers before, this is a less of a jump than in your first job when you're like, "Oh, I've got to talk to people I've never met who are customers."
Yeah, got it. Makes sense. And I don't think we're going to see TikTok for enterprise. Could be wrong. All right, so this was interesting too. Like, boom, straight into integrations, which was really, really interesting. So you've got a bunch of integrations. You've got a bunch of integrations via Zapier, but certainly things like MailChimp and stuff like that. At this particular stage, I'm still a little bit confused that if I was a CS person, why I'd need to connect my MailChimp. So I was a bit confused about that. I could certainly, probably make sense out of the intercom connection in that situation. put in a request for autopilot because that's us. It was interesting too. I sort of thought, oh, should I put in one for Pipedrive? So I didn't know whether, what was the best platform am I trying to sort of integrate here? Is it the support system? Is it the marketing system? Is it the CRM? So I wasn't quite sure where we were going on that.
Yeah, like one of the things we do here is we do bias towards our better users. So like we talk about campaigns, like Intercom uses campaigns, Active Campaign, the platform uses the words campaigns within CS. So interestingly, like within CS teams, they use that. And then when you come in here, we again bias towards those. So MailChimp's interesting. Yeah, it's we get a lot of MailChimp signups. They're not the best customer because they tend to be more marketing side and small business. However, like the numbers are pretty significant. So we're taking a bit of like an internal decision now of, really who do we double down on, because we keep building integrations every day. Like, we have like Pipedrive's, I think, number 2 requested. Kajabi is another really high one that I haven't used. Like, you start to get all these coming through. I guess the question now for us as a company is, do we keep going broad and broad and broad? Or do we really start to double down on the ones that we know are extremely active and best users and provide a lot more value to those users and make them a lot stickier?
Yeah, you've got a menu of options of directions that you could go. You could go really hard down, say, the Zendesk Intercom route, or you could stick in some other area.
It's tough to know which way to go because there's big benefits either side, and you kind of have to make a call. And it comes down to a bit of the strategy of where you're going as a company.
Yeah. That's a great position to be in. I'll check in with you in 6 months, and we'll find out how you've sort of iterated to a particular direction. It'd be really great to see that journey.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. So here's. I was a bit confused about just here on the left-hand side. I'm not waving my mouse. There you go. I can wave my mouse. Why it was saying choose your software, but people were being shown to me, so I was a bit confused about that. But just
come on, it's a good pickup. I have no idea what it's about.
I didn't even. I must admit, I should have tried clicking on them to see. I missed the bit about uploading my profile, so I missed one screenshot and I couldn't go back, which is a bit of a shame. So I was uploading icons. I didn't know whether it was icon or profile.
I can put you a. It actually shows the video and shows like the message that it sends and how it looks when you send someone a video message.
Got it.
Which is more around, we found that again, having some input on the kind of final look and feel, like colors and stuff. These ideas of, it's a small thing. People love having ownership over the product. Like Gmail, I need to customize your background. Like it sounds stupid, but the people love the stuff.
Right. Well, makes sense to me. I really loved this over here as well too, that I could actually see how far. I did a survey for somebody this morning, and they provided me it said step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I had no clue. There could have been 4,800 steps. I had no clue. So this is a lovely onboarding device to manage patients. Have you found that you've got a particular drop off at a particular stage? Got any data on that at the moment?
To answer, that was a little bit more high level. So we tend to see who gets to doing the first message. I don't think we've quite split out individual drop-offs on onboarding. It tends to be complete or not. So we actually upped. We have more people who don't complete now than before we did this. We also increased our conversion rate by 35% since doing this.
Oh, yeah.
So we've kind of got I think you've hit that area where we've. Our onboarding used to be a lot less than this. People get in, they would actually get into things quicker. But again, this idea of focusing down the users that we know are
more of the right.
Yeah, their intent is already high. 50 to 60% of our traffic is through word of mouth or people who've received messages. So I think there's quite a lot of buyer or sign up intent and knowledge already. So we don't get people coming in cold. People that go searching, how can I send videos to new signups? Yeah, we tend to come in through a lot of referral stuff. So I think to that extent, if people have quite a good intent, they will come through this and then way more likely to convert as a customer because they're set up correctly. But at the expenses that we do bounce out people, because I think we do have a few, I would like to do this in less steps. we may try and drop one or two of these or try and combine some. It's kind of hard, yeah? Like it's tough.
Yeah, no, it's a really interesting to make a brutal decision to exclude people or to show, or basically show something that actually invites the ones that you're in. I think it's a great design. If you've got enough volume coming through, is there a sense of what channels are really being the sort of like the power channels for you?